The Benben stone, an unassuming obelisk-shaped relic, had been relegated to the annals of mythology and archaeological conjecture for centuries. Described in ancient Egyptian texts as the sacred capstone of the primordial mound where the first rays of the sun god Ra touched the earth, it had inspired countless myths and religious reverence. But the truth, hidden for millennia beneath layers of sand and secrecy, was far more extraordinary. Dr. Lila Marwan, an acclaimed quantum archaeologist, paced impatiently outside the Cairo Museum's secure vaults. The artifact she had been granted permission to study was a fragment of the Benben stone itself, recently unearthed during an excavation beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. This was no ordinary archaeological find. The fragment emitted faint pulses of energy, defying all known scientific explanation. "Dr. Marwan, we're ready for you," said a security officer, gesturing toward the climate-controlled chamber. She followed him, her heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and disbelief. Inside the chamber, the Benben fragment rested on a pedestal. It was no larger than a loaf of bread, its surface covered in intricate carvings that shimmered faintly under the room's soft lighting. But what struck her most was its texture, smooth yet somehow alive, as if it vibrated subtly under her gaze. "This fragment is emitting an energy signature we can't categorize," said Dr. Raj Patel, her colleague from the Institute of Quantum Chronology. He gestured to a monitor displaying complex waveforms. "It's almost as if it's communicating." Lila's hands hovered over the fragment, hesitant but drawn to it. With a deep breath, she placed a hand on the surface. The moment her skin made contact, the room disappeared in a blinding flash of light. Lila found herself standing in a vast, ethereal landscape. Around her, streams of light coalesced into shapes, stars, planets, and figures that seemed both human and otherworldly. A voice, calm and resonant, echoed in her mind. "Welcome, Seeker. You have accessed the archive." "The archive," Lila whispered, her voice trembling. "What is this place?" The light coalesced into a humanoid figure, translucent and shimmering. "This is the Benben Legacy, a repository of knowledge spanning eons. You are the first to access it in over 10,000 Earth years." Lila's scientific mind reeled. "Who built this? Are you extraterrestrials?" The figure's form shifted, becoming a swirling tapestry of star maps and ancient symbols. "We are the architects, travelers and stewards of the galaxy. Long ago, we guided the fledgling civilizations of your planet, nurturing their development while remaining hidden. The Benben stone contains the complete history of this intervention." Lila's mind raced. Why hide it? Why reveal it now? The figure's glow dimmed slightly. Humanity was not ready to understand its origins, its place in the cosmos. But the time has come for you to choose your path. The stone's activation heralds an era of rediscovery and potential, or destruction. Before she could respond, the vision dissolved. Lila was back in the chamber, gasping for air. The fragment pulsed beneath her hand, its carvings now glowing brightly. The monitor next to her displayed data streams that defied comprehension. "Layla!" Raj shouted, rushing to her side. "What happened?" She struggled to find the words. The stone, it's a database. Quantum crystalline archive. Contains everything." Raj's eyes widened. "Everything." She nodded. "Not just human history. The history of our entire species, shaped by beings far beyond our understanding." Over the next weeks, Lila and her team worked tirelessly to decode the Benben fragment. Using quantum computing algorithms and advanced AI, they began to unlock fragments of the archive. Each revelation shook the foundations of human knowledge. One sequence detailed the construction of the pyramids, revealing them as energy hubs designed to harness cosmic power. Another showed ancient humans interacting with the architects, learning agriculture, medicine, and governance. The archive's scope was staggering, stretching back millions of years to the dawn of Homo sapiens. But the most unsettling discovery was a warning, encoded in a series of holographic projections. The architects had departed Earth not out of benevolence but necessity. Their actions had drawn the attention of another force, a predatory civilization known only as the Vorax. The Benben stone was not merely a database. It was a beacon, meant to alert the architects should humanity ever be threatened again. "We need to stop," Raj said one evening, his voice heavy with unease. "If we keep decoding this, we might activate the beacon. What if the Vorax are still out there?" Lila shook her head. "We can't stop now. This knowledge could unite humanity, help us prepare for whatever's coming. Ignorance won't protect us." News of the Benben stone's true nature leaked to the public, sparking a global frenzy. Governments, corporations, and private collectors scrambled to claim pieces of the artifact, hoping to unlock its secrets. Protests and riots erupted as people demanded transparency, fearing that the knowledge would be weaponized or suppressed. Amid the chaos, Lila received a cryptic message from an anonymous source. It contained coordinates in the Sinai Desert and a single line of text: "The whole stone must be reassembled." Against her better judgment, she followed the lead. Deep in the desert, she found a hidden chamber carved into the rock. Inside was a massive slab of the Benben stone, far larger than the fragment she had studied. As she approached, the chamber filled with a low hum, and the carvings on the slab began to glow. A voice echoed in her mind, familiar yet distant. "The Vorax are coming. The architects must return. Will you light the beacon?" Lila hesitated, her hand hovering over the stone. Lighting the beacon would mean risking humanity's exposure to an unknown and potentially hostile force. But refusing could doom the planet to face the Vorax alone. "I need more time," she whispered. "Time is a luxury you no longer have," the voice replied. Lila's internal struggle was interrupted by the distant sound of engines. The chamber's entrance flooded with a harsh glow of headlights as a convoy of vehicles descended into the site. Armed men poured out, their leader's voice cutting through the tension. "Dr. Marwan," he said, stepping forward, his tone sharp and commanding. "I'm Colonel Hassan, Egyptian military intelligence. This site is now under government control." "You don't understand," Lila protested. "This isn't just an artifact. It's the key to humanity's survival." Hassan's expression darkened. "Or its destruction. The chaos your discovery has caused is destabilizing nations. We can't risk it falling into the wrong hands." As soldiers secured the chamber, Raj emerged from the shadows, his face pale. "Lila, we've got company," he whispered, pointing to the sky. A fleet of black, triangular aircraft hovered above, their design unlike anything terrestrial. The soldiers scrambled, shouting orders as the aircraft descended. Beams of light erupted from the ships, scanning the ground. The Benben slab reacted, its glow intensifying and sending waves of energy through the chamber. "The beacon," Lila realized, her voice trembling. "It's already activated." Colonel Hassan's eyes widened as a low, resonant hum filled the air. "What have you done?" he demanded. Before anyone could answer, a projection materialized from the slab. It was the architects, or their remnants. The translucent figure from Lila's earlier vision addressed the room. "Humanity faces a crossroads. The Vorax have detected the signal and are en route. Prepare your defenses or perish." The room erupted in chaos. Soldiers argued with scientists, and the aircraft above began deploying strange metallic spheres that floated ominously. Lila's mind raced. Could humanity truly defend itself against such an advanced threat? Raj grabbed her arm. "We have to unify the fragments. It's our only hope of understanding how to counter them." "And if the Vorax arrive before we're ready?" Lila asked. Raj's voice was grim. "Then we make sure they know Earth won't go down without a fight." The chamber quieted as the architect's projection changed, shifting to display ancient symbols and figures. Lila's mind began to unravel the message. The beacon's activation was not just a call for defense. It was a test. As the metallic spheres floated down, one emitted a soft hum and projected a hologram of two paths, one leading to a shimmering celestial gateway and the other to a barren wasteland. The architect's voice resonated again. "This is not only about survival. Humanity must prove its worth. The Vorax are not mere enemies. They are seekers of dominion. You must show unity and wisdom, or you shall perish not by their hand but your own discord. Lila turned to Hassan and Raj. We're being judged, not just defended. The architects want to see if we're capable of resolving this without resorting to destruction. Hassan shook his head. How are we supposed to resolve anything with alien ships hovering above us? Raj interjected. The Benben stone. It's more than a beacon. It's a key to understanding. What if there's a way to communicate, even negotiate? The group stared at the glowing slab as the symbols began to morph into intricate patterns. Lila hesitated, then placed her hand on the stone. Instantly, she was enveloped in another vision. This time, she saw humanity's interconnectedness, from ancient tribes to modern cities, overlaid with the chaotic energy of mistrust and greed. She pulled back, her breath shaky. The stone. It's showing us what we need to overcome. The Vorax are drawn to chaos. If we can demonstrate unity, they may see no reason to attack. Hassan frowned. Unity. In the middle of this madness. Nations can't even agree on their stance about the Benben stone. How do we start? Lila glanced at the hovering spheres and then back to the team. We start here. We use the Benben fragments to create a message. Not of resistance, but of humanity's capacity to learn and grow. The architects trusted us with this legacy. We can't let it end in violence. As the chamber vibrated with growing intensity, Lila and her team began to devise a plan, one that relied not on weapons but on the collective voice of Earth, channeled through the ancient technology left behind by the architects. The countdown had begun, not to war, but to humanity's ultimate test of its shared existence.